3 nations, 10 days. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has concluded a whirlwind foreign tour, power-packed with promising possibilities for India's rapid progress. The PM took part in the ASEAN-India Summit and East Asia Summit in Myanmar, and then sat at the global high table of the G20 Summit in Australia. He also had multiple bilateral meetings with world leaders in a diplomatic blitz to improve India's economic prospects and global standing. The Prime Minister has made each day count with a flurry of engagements, but intensifying the global war against black money is being considered as the crowning glory of his foreign tour's achievements. Topmost among 10 big takeaways of the last 10 days is getting G20 nations to agree on automatic exchange of tax information by 2017-18 and getting them to commit to a 2015 deadline on base erosion and profit shifting action plan to tackle tax avoidance by MNCs. G20 leaders have also accepted the agreement between India and the US on WTO's trade facilitation agreement that upholds India's food security concerns. Philippines has assured our PM on an early conclusion of the India-ASEAN Free Trade Agreement on goods and services, where Philippines is the only nation still to sign on the dotted line. Moreover, ASEAN and G20 member nations have pledged support to the Prime Minister's Make in India initiative. They've also endorsed India's stand on comprehensively and collectively countering terror without linking it to religion. There has been a landmark decision to establish a framework of security cooperation between India and Australia to reflect a deepening security and defence engagement. 5 MOUs or agreements have also been signed between India and Australia, ranging from social security to tourism. Forward movement has been seen on Australia selling uranium to India for peaceful purposes, and the deadline for inking the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement or CECA has been advanced by a year to 2015 end. And last but not the least, there have been stellar engagements with the Indian diaspora in Myanmar, Australia and Fiji to link them with their motherland and setting them up as global force multipliers for India. The PM's call for marking World Yoga Day has also got wider worldwide endorsement during these 10 days, with the European Union backing it during the G20 summit, and icing on the cake in projecting India's soft power across the globe. As an Indian PM visiting Australia after 28 years, Modi won hearts of the country's lawmakers by addressing its joint session of Parliament. His visit to Fiji has been landmark as no Indian PM had visited the Pacific island nation in the last 33 years. And he also got the honour of becoming the first world leader to address its newly elected parliament. The Prime Minister's 10-day tour has also been significant from the perspective that he's met and interacted with almost every major world power leader during this period. While US President Barack Obama called him a man of action, in Australian PM Tony Abbott, he found a brother abroad. They are now on first-name terms, clicking selfies, indulging in cricket diplomacy at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and not to miss, PM Modi also pulling his Aussie counterpart's leg over his bluster with Putin. Abbott, in turn, going to the extent of saying that Australian lawmakers need to learn a thing or two from Modi and his political acumen.
Madam Speaker, there is so much that we can learn from a Prime Minister who must try to reach some 830 million voters. And whose mastery of electioneering has meant that in India's recent election, he was literally beamed into dozens of different rallies simultaneously all around the country.
Be it the eagerness of world leaders to engage with Prime Minister Modi, or the zeal of the Indian diaspora to connect with their homeland through its leader, India's standing in the world has improved incrementally during the last 10 days. PM Modi has come across as a leader who has the strength of 250 crore able arms behind him. He's shown that he's willing to leverage it for the betterment of India and the world. Newsnight Desk, DD News.